Section 3.4 deals with the angles in a triangle. The first thing we need to talk about is classifying triangles, and we can do it in two ways. The first is by angles. Please pause the video and give me a definition of each of the four types of triangles that are classified based on their angle measures. An acute triangle has all angles acute. An equiangular triangle has all angles of equal measure. An obtuse triangle has one angle that's obtuse, and a right triangle has one right angle. When classifying triangles based on their sides, there are three different ways. Please pause the video and come up with a definition for yourself. A scalene triangle is a triangle that has no sides that are congruent. Notice that the picture is marked up by tick marks, one different one on each side. An equilateral triangle has three sides that are equal. Notice the tick marks are the same on all three sides. An isosceles triangle has two sides that are equal. Tick mark on two out of the three sides for the triangle. One way to prove that the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degrees is by starting with the triangle and then using the corners. If I were to take the corners of this triangle and move them in a way that would put them on the line like so, and then slide the third corner into position, you'll notice that what I have is a linear triple, and we all know what that means. By using the linear triple theorem, we just proved that the sum of the measures of a triangle is 180 degrees. So the first theorem that we have for this particular section is the triangle sum theorem. The sum of the measures of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. What's not written on your note sheets, though, are the four corollaries. The first corollary says, the acute angles of a right triangle are complementary. The next corollary says if two angles of one triangle are congruent to two angles of another triangle, then the third angles are congruent. The third corollary says that each angle of an equiangular triangle has a measure of 60 degrees. The fifth and last corollary says in a triangle there can be at most one right angle or one obtuse angle. Please make sure that you have written down all four corollaries. Those corollaries will be proven in class tomorrow. The last thing that we have is a theorem, and the theorem says the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle, angle 1, is equal to the sum of the measures of the two non-adjacent interior angles. But what we call that is the two remote interior angles. So if we look at exterior angle, angle 1, the two remote interior angles, remote, farthest away, are angles A and B. So this theorem says that A and B together is equal to the measure of the exterior angle, angle 1. This theorem we will also prove in class tomorrow. Please complete your note sheet and make sure that you have written down all four corollaries.